Hello internet, my name is Bobo, and I'm in the middle of making sure I still exist. I got locked in this basement like 2 weeks ago and haven't spoken to anyone, so I want to make sure I'm still real. Get out! Well, there's my confirmation. Today we're looking at the LEGO Spider-Man No Way Home Spider-Man at the Sanctum Workshop. Well, the name's not lying, he's certainly here. When No Way Home released in theaters, this was the only set to actually be based on the movie, with the others being based on Homecoming and Far From Home. But this did the bare minimum to be a No Way Home set. As we know in the movie, Dr. Strange gave Ned and the others permission to use the basement of the Sanctum as their base of operations. And well, this is that. While there are more interesting scenes to make sets on, Disney clearly didn't want any spoilers and toys, so we got a scene from the movie, but from a scene that was pretty early on. I honestly don't mind that, since we spent a lot of time in the basement anyway, so it still has some pretty good display potential. Now the set itself is pretty good. There are a lot of small details and unique pieces to fill out the scene. I wouldn't really call it accurate, just a playset based on that scene since it's a toy, but it's a good toy. All this clutter really makes it feel like a basement. I know it says workshop, but it's a basement, so that's what I'm calling it. Now starting from right to left, I really like the shelf build. There are a lot of unique pieces that really make it feel like wizards live here. Wait, are they wizards? I really like the computer with the tabs open asking who is Spider-Man. I would have preferred these to be prints, but honestly this is fine. The chest is nothing too amazing since the vines don't connect to anything, so they just kind of flop around. I also really like the hourglass and lamp pieces, even if I don't know why they're here. They're just kind of really cool pieces. This section is really good. It really feels like an area that's lived in. You can even use it to recreate that scene of Peter and the gang looking for clues online of where the villains are. Well, minus Ned because he's not here. Then we got the middle. I don't really know what this is supposed to be. I'm under the assumption this is meant to be those prison cells that the villains were held in, or the spot where Strange cast that spell based on this thing. If I'm wrong, please let me know. This section is okay. The only annoying part here was putting the stickers on the tiles, but everything else is nice. Now if we assume this is one of the cells, putting a villain back there works. It's nothing great, but it can be a nice display. But I don't have any of the villains, so here's Electro from I think Ultimate Spider-Man. Now the details on the back are pretty alright. I always like getting microfigures, and the rock build is pretty good. Though Strange, please call an exterminator. Now all the way to the right we have a workbench, and based on the box we can modify a bike. This was not in the movie, but it's a really nice build. I really like all these tools you get, plus the opening drawers. You even get this really nice crystal piece, plus some more crystals in this bin. The couch is really nice, you get some candles that really shouldn't be next to the couch, and a game controller for no reason. Overall, it's a nice build, but it feels more like a backdrop. There isn't much space to put minifigures on studs, so it feels like you just put it on a table and then put the minifigures in front of it. You can't even lay it flat against a wall like on a shelf because you need room for this back area. Now the last downside I have is that it's a bit fragile. I've had it fall apart on me when moving it, but while filming it's been fine. Now on to the minifigures. First up we have the No Way Home suit. It's a really nice minifigure. I like the gold on this more than the actual suit itself. Here the gold pops out really nicely and there are even some really tiny details in the gold. Though I don't know if it'll show up on camera, so I'm sorry if you can't see it. Overall though, it's a really great minifigure and I can't wait to put it next to Tom and Andrew. If I can ever get my hands on those. Next up we have MJ, and this one is the most inaccurate. Now the jacket is kinda right, like if the jacket was the whole shirt it would be fine, but the undershirt just makes it wrong, mainly because she's not even wearing a jacket in the scene. Her face is fine, but the hair is also wrong. Her hair is tied up in the scene, so I don't know why they couldn't have just used a ponytail piece. This is definitely the worst one here, but it really isn't bad. I just don't know why Disney couldn't just send LEGO a picture of Zendaya. Now Dr. Strange is pretty good. The only exclusive piece here is the torso, as for all future sets, including the new No Way Home set, they use the Multiverse of Madness torso. So if you want his look from No Way Home, it's only in this set. I already looked at most of this minifigure in another video, so to keep it brief, it's pretty good. I like how there's kind of an M shape here. I don't really know why, I just do. But one thing I noticed is that the belt print crosses over onto the legs, so this brown piece here is also brown on the legs. But when they reused this piece on the Multiverse of Madness minifigure, they didn't change the color, so they don't match. You're welcome now that you can't unsee it. One thing I find a bit weird though is that Strange doesn't come with effect parts. It has him doing magic on the box, so why not include it here? It's not really bad since these pieces are incredibly common now, it's just weird they didn't put him in here. Lastly we got Wong with his yellow jacket. This is an exclusive minifigure, but it's kind of a weird one since Wong just shows up and leaves. But I'm not complaining, an exclusive minifigure is always great. It's just kind of a weird one, like why not Ned? Though this is my only Wong, so I should really just take it. So yeah, pretty good minifigure. And that was the Sanctum Workshop. It's a pretty good set. It's nothing amazing, but it's got a decent build, has a lot of good minifigures, and a lot of unique pieces. I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. I would recommend you get this, but once again, I'm late, and this just retired. and there's a new No Way Home set, and you should probably get that one. But if you want more No Way Home sets because you love that movie, this is a good one to add to your collection, especially if that new one is out of your price range. So what do you guys think? Do you think this is irrelevant now thanks to that new set coming out, or does it still hold up as just another No Way Home set? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.